Well, hello there, everyone. Welcome to the fourth day of the IndieX 2025. I am SirBecas, and today I'm going to be playing Jump the Track. You are Sam, a young dreamer struggling in the gig economy. However, tonight may change everything. In this absurd comedy, fight your inner battles, rally your forces, and get ready to overthrow the system. And with me, I have Antonin, a representative of the team. Hello there, Antonin. How are you doing?
Hi everybody. I'm great.
Yeah, nice to see your face. Okay, so let's go. I think we're gonna go straight into gameplay because this is, from my experience, a very thorough experience with a lot of text and storytelling. So
Yeah, sure.
I am going to restart actually, because I think this is one of those games that we have to start from the beginning, right?
Yeah, sure.
So Antonin, I have a first question for you. So how would you describe your game in like one sentence if you had to sell this as like an elevator pitch?
Yeah, so Jump the Track is basically a visual novel, but the twist is every time you have a choice to make, you have to unlock all the choices with an arcade pachinko game.
Uh-huh.
So the way the story will unfold depends on how good you are at pachinko game, basically.
So this is a game where, and I think our viewers will understand in a second, but this is a game in which our choices really matter, but they also depend on our performance in minigames, right?
Yeah, definitely. You have to think through, like, basically you can unlock different emotions for your character to answer. So you'll have to think in advance, like, what emotion do I want to put in my answer? Do I want to be more angry? Do I want to be more seductive? And so that's the first part of the skill you have to manage. And the second part is actually managing to unlock the emotions you want to put in display.
Right.
So yeah, so and every decision matters, and so you can see on the screen right now.
Yeah, this is the kind of mini game that we're going to be facing, right? So from what I understood, it's pretty much we have a storytelling going on in a visual novel style, just as you said, and sometimes when decisions are supposed to happen, we first play a mini game to be able to make specific choices, right?
Yeah.
That's so. I'm going to do the tutorial again. I did this before, but it is fun. So mini games are quite simple usually, but they are challenging enough. So we can see this is something I didn't realize at the beginning. So we have different balls that we can strike, right? And then on the right we have kind of like subtitles for what that means, right? So we have diplomacy and fierceness. I'm gonna try to unlock both for us to see all the options. There we go. I think I did really good.
Yeah, this is the first one, so you should be able to unlock both.
Yeah, they do get much tougher later on.
Yeah.
I have that experience already. Damn it. Okay. I can do it?
So,
yes, I can. Okay, let's go.
Yeah.
Just did. Okay, let's go.
Great. Congrats.
Yeah, thank you. So we have unlocked 2 options, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
but so even if you don't unlock anything, you always have a neutral choice. Yes. But sometimes this neutral choice might be the best. So you still have to think it through when you see the option.
Yeah. Are you alright, Mio? I'm fine, brother. Don't worry. So our protagonist here, Sam, is at a laundromat taking care of some laundry. Not you. We're gonna see how that ties to the story, which was for me a very, very sudden twist, but very interesting. I'm just gonna go. I think I'm. So there is a lot of text. So I'm gonna go on to at least the first moment. So this is pretty much like beginning. Sam is at the laundromat. There's this guy that approaches him asking for a couple of coins.
Yeah.
And they talk a little bit about that. And then he receives a call from Axel, our other is Axel? Axel is like a secondary character, right? But I imagine very important to the story.
It's very important because he's Sam's best friend, and the way their friendship will evolve in the game really depends on you and the choices you make, and it really is intricate with the whole main story of the game.
So is it fair to assume that there's like a good ending and a bad ending?
Yeah, there are multiple endings. They can still remain best friends. They can.
Okay.
Their friendship can really take a
interesting,
take a bad turn in during the story.
This is a pretty innovative approach, right? Because usually some people usually. I see this critic a lot, right? About visual novels where the choices don't always feel like they matter. But here, it's very important, right? So they do really matter, and there's multiple endings, as just said.
Yeah, but it's a tradition of visual novel. You have a lot of dating games that are where your choices matter to know whether or not you're going to date someone. But in our games, the visual novel is more friendship game. I don't know.
Right.
You have to remain friends with one of the mainstay of the story.
But that gives me so. You said that the way you phrase it made me feel like that maybe those dating sims or visual novels about dating were somewhat an inspiration for this, or how did you come up with this idea?
Actually, this idea came from Thais, who is a game designer in our team, and the main inspiration was more into movies and cinema.
Oh, okay.
Movies like After Hours, Ferris Bueller, and Night is Short, Walk Home Girl.
Okay.
Movies about young men or women going on a night and everything is going to fall apart and everything is going to pieces. So this was our first idea, and the idea we were inspired by the game Peglin, and I don't know if you are familiar with this game, but
no.
It's an RPG that uses the same pachinko peggle gameplay, and we really liked the twist and the mixing of genres, and so we wanted to try to approach visual novel with this kind of gameplay. And so this is a very you don't have a lot of control in pachinko. There is a lot of random, and sometimes you do things you didn't want to, and we thought it could be really a good theme to have in the story too. So it's really a game about control, but how much control you can have on things happening to you and on the world around you. So it's really intricate.
And so the kind of emotions that we unlock, or the kind of options we have to when we are talking to Axel, some of them seem to be positive. I would say like diplomacy, or some are just like the neutral one. For example, this one I just chose were more like honestly. I think so it was neutral, but it felt like honestly.
Yeah.
Something that you should say, right? But then there are also like seduction or some lies and stuff like that. So if I go through a route of lying, for example, will that necessarily lead to Axel and Sam's friendship falling apart, or is it possible to manage things in a way that even if I'm lying, I still manage to get like an happy ending, if you want to call it that? Maybe not the best expression.
Yeah, not really. Every character answers differently to the different types of emotions you put in your lines. And Axel, yes, he's really the kind of guy you don't want to lie to.
Okay.
You want to be honest with. And so the first answers he gives you if you try to lie to him will be hints that, yeah, man, don't mess with me.
Okay.
I know you're lying. Be honest with me. So it's a kind of hint for the players to pick the right answers.
Okay.
Even diplomacy can be you can it's a bit of
may not work with all characters. Yeah.
Okay. Some characters can be lied to. They are really gullible. Sorry. Some characters, like when you're more fierce, they want you to. So it depends. Every character you'll have to try out some things at the beginning and see how they answered.
Right. So it's not really about the emotion being positive or not. It's more about the like interaction between emotion and character with whom I'm talking to.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
It's a bit like in a RPG when you try to find the weakness of someone when you of an enemy when you encounter an enemy. That's an idea I had in mind when designing the game.
Okay. Now, interesting. It goes even deeper than I thought. And so, in terms of length, so I can imagine there are definitely a lot of characters, I imagine, or a couple characters. So, how long should the game be? So, in terms of hours, and also how many characters there
are? You can encounter a dozen of characters, and the game is 3 hours long.
Okay.
I'd say. As I said, my inspiration was movies, so I wrote the game pretty much like a movie. It's really a screenplay that doesn't go. It's not like a JRPG. It doesn't go like for hours and hours. And the story is about one night of a man.
Yeah.
So we couldn't make it go on and on, and we didn't think this kind of gameplay would be interesting to go for hours and hours. So we think like less than 4 hours was a good sweet spot to aim for.
Yes, I'm sorry. So that makes me wonder, what is your background? Like, have you studied like cinema or something like that?
Yeah, I studied cinema. So did Thais, our game designer. So we are really movie lovers. And but after that, we actually met in a video game school in France. So our team was built there in school, and we founded our studio after we graduated. So we've been working together for 8 years now.
Nice, interesting. So you are a team of 2 at this point, or?
No. We are a team of 8 people.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I'm writing on the game. Thais is doing the game design. We have 2 programmers, Seamus and Yanis, and 2 artists, Alexander and Fanny. And we have Anise, who was doing all the sounds and music.
Okay, cool.
And Jean, of course, who's doing all the managing of the of the company.
So interesting. And they're like, so you think of this, so this is a movie for you, right? And so maybe your question is somewhat obvious, but have you thought about like DLC with alternative endings or sudden shifts in story, or just like this is a closed product and there's nothing else expected from this game? So this is it, what we have here.
For now, this is it. I mean, if the game becomes really successful and a lot of people buy it and enjoy it and ask for more, we can consider making more of it. But we are quite satisfied with this story. But of course, we really love this universe, those characters. So we also have a lot of ideas about the stories we could tell about what came before, when Sam and X were children, for example. What
Oh, okay, interesting.
what could come after. But it's quite difficult when you have multiple ending story, because we don't really want to impose a canon ending.
Right.
But it it might be possible. But for now, it's not really in our plan.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, maybe my question sounds somewhat negative. It was like just thinking about if you have
No, no, no,
any.
no, no. Of
Yeah.
course, no.
I think this is very interesting because, as you said, now I can see that parallel with movies and even TV shows to a degree. So this kind of reminds me of sometimes of like a teenage drama or something. Because Sam here is very laid back, apparently just got a job, and Axel is waiting for him, and Sam is just like completely distracted, right? So going through his head, and now I think this is when the shift in the story begins, right? So Axel pretty much messed up with the teddy bear that he was washing. So teddy bear belonged to the daughter or the son, I don't remember exactly, from his boss, right? So this is the first. I think this is the first moment. Yeah.
This is where everything goes wrong.
Yeah. This is where it starts, right?
Oh, and also I forgot to mention Kayisa, who is also a programmer on the game.
Okay.
He wasn't in the team when we started, but I had to mention.
Yeah. So I was also gonna ask. So in between. So this is a game where we don't have cinematics, right? Because it doesn't make sense. But we have those screenplays in between, right?
Yeah.
So those comic book style pages. That's. I imagine you have hundreds of those throughout the game, right? Maybe not hundreds, but dozens, right? Because it depends on the decisions, or like, do I see every single comic book page, if you want to call it that, if I play the game from beginning to end, or do I have to play multiple times?
Most of those comic books moments are the same every time, like this one. But no, some of them, like with really turning points in the story, that really depends on your decisions. Yeah, you yes, there are some you won't see in your first playthrough. You'll have to play the game differently a second time.
Fair enough. So we finally got to the fair. I think we got here 2 hours late, but we are here, and Axel seems to be a pretty patient guy.
Yeah, but his patience has limits.
yes. But
especially if you lie to him.
Yeah. No, that's very interesting. I tried to come with a more positive approach since the beginning, but I'm actually curious what happened if I started to lie from the beginning. But I also feel some pity for Sam, right? So I think Sam is a good person, just kind of lost control of things. Let's see. Okay, so a lot of dialogue is just their relationship, right? And I think this is very well written. Like it's very relatable. The way they talk to each other, the way Sam is, the way Axel is. Axel is very patient, but also is capable of confronting Sam to a degree. At least, as you said, maybe this changes depending. Definitely changes depending on my choices before, but.
Yeah, the relationship was really hard to write. In the beginning, Axel was not really likable. The first draft I wrote him, he was always, telling bad stuff to Sam. He was always
very harsh,
ill of him, and very harsh, and very focusing on the negative things of Sam. So I had to write him more sympathetic, more nice.
Well, I think you did a great job. I think Axel is the one holding this relationship together because so far, at least until at this point, Sam is the one that's lacking in this relationship. Sure. So I think, and also there's like So I'm not sure. Like I just played a couple of minutes, maybe 1 hour tops. So I didn't get that far. But there seems to be like this anti-capitalistic trope, or at least there's some reference to this. I know that this is also told through some humor, right? So there's like this boss, and there's this dependency on the boss, and having multiple jobs to have money, and like cryptocurrency also
Mm.
reference here. So is that like a is that just like a means to an end, like just part of the narrative for you to make something believable and relatable, or is that important in the beginning of the game?
Um,
In the end of the
qu-
game, sorry.
yeah, quite both. Because
Mhm.
we wanted to make a story, to write a story that talks about our world,
Mhm.
even if the universe they are in, they are like technologies that doesn't exist, and
Mhm.
robots and things like that, and a bit of magic too. But we really wanted it to be relatable, like for anyone who lives in a capitalistic society.
Uh-huh.
And we really wanted to make like a point, and to have a message in this game. So yeah, it was important for us to have a political message
Uh-huh.
about capitalism, and about how people can struggle in a capitalistic world, and how powerless we can feel
Mhm.
in this kind of world.
Mhm.
And I don't want to spoil too much about the
Mhm.
story, but we wanted it also to be cathartic, and to also give players the fantasy of rising against capitalism. So
Mhm.
I won't say too much about it, but that's the idea.
Yeah. Okay. Interesting. Yeah. I mean, from the beginning, we understand that capitalism is a big trope here because the
Mm.
situation in which Sam is precisely because he needed a second job, right? So it's at
Yeah,
least implied
yeah.
that he's struggling financially and has to hold multiple
Mm.
jobs. Um, let's just go on a little bit with the story.
Yeah,
I know things start to get even tougher in a moment, and
yeah. So
characters are very silly, especially the ones we're gonna meet next.
yeah, for people watching, we can also sum up the beginning of the story.
Uh-huh.
So Sam works for a big boss, big company boss, but
Yeah.
he also like a mob boss,
Yes.
and he has to do laundry for him, and he has to wash the teddy bear of
Hmm.
his daughter. And while he's working on something else, the teddy bear gets burned into the dryer,
Yeah.
and Sam quickly understands that his boss might want to kill him
Yes.
because of this. And it's quite a coincidence, but there is a big raffle in the city
Hmm.
tonight, and the first prize is this, the teddy
Yes.
bear,
I made it.
and the exact same cuddle bear.
Uh-huh.
And so Sam will want to win the raffle, and his idea is to manage to win the raffle on purpose, and to win uh,
Yeah.
a lot of tickets to
Uh-huh.
win the ticket.
Yeah. Axel is now getting to that point, right? Like he's understanding that we screwed up the teddy bear of the big boss doctors, right? So there we
Mm,
go. It's Pierre Lebat.
mm.
I actually, when I first played the game, I didn't manage to win the teddy bear there.
Oh yeah, because yeah, you can
I can
you can
fail.
uh,
I can fail in
you
the
can
game, right?
fail. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, you can fail to win the bear, but you can also win it. But
Yeah.
you have the entire night to manage to win enough tickets to win the teddy
Okay, so interesting. So it's quite different from what I got when I first played. I did struggle a lot when I first played the game. Actually, and this one was probably now. This one was just my one of my worst in this stream, my worst mini games.
bear. Okay.
But when I first played, I struggled a lot because so I wasn't really understanding the consequences of failing or achieving the success in those mini games. That took me a while to understand and to, but granted, it was probably a problem of mine because I wasn't like it was a lot of text. I was trying to go through the game to get
okay.
a good grasp of it. But I also prefer not to play too much before coming to the stream because I find it more interesting to talk with you
Yes,
as
of
we
course.
go. Yeah.
But a lot of people who play the game, they really like the fact that even if you lose, even if you fail, the story goes on, and it's not. It won't have to be the worst ending or the worst things that happen, and we are quite nice with our players.
Right. So I have another question, but this is more related to gameplay itself. So
Yeah, sure.
the mini games are quite simple and understandable, and they also resemble a lot of games from the 80s, maybe some arcade stuff to a degree, like even not exactly that, but like Space Invaders or Bubble and stuff like that. So was that an inspiration for you, or how did you come up with the idea? Like, we need the gameplay mechanic. How's that gonna be? How did you come up to end up with this?
Well, this gameplay mechanic is really inspired by the game Peggle. I don't know if
Okay.
you're familiar with.
Yeah, I'm not.
It's a game from the early 2000s,
Okay.
and it and this kind of gameplay um, was used in the game Peglin that I mentioned before, and it's quite similar.
Okay.
The only thing is we added the idea of unlocking the emotions, and so it's quite different in terms of goals you have
Yeah.
to achieve during the mini game. And we also develop powers, and depending on the characters you meet, so we can see the multiple you have
Yeah.
unlocked by meeting Axel, and by meeting other characters throughout the story, you'll unlock different powers
Okay.
to help you. So we were a bit creative on those powers, and it was interesting to you know to to think about what powers will correspond to the character's identity and mood and personality.
Okay, yeah, interesting. Yeah, actually, because I think, yeah, I just met another character, but I don't remember their abilities. So yeah, I actually didn't know that those multi-ball hour was just exclusive to Axel. So
Yeah,
that's
yes,
interesting.
it
Yeah.
was.
So because my next question would be if these mini games will start to become more complex in a way, but in a way they will, right? Because of the powers
Yes.
each character bring.
Yes, they will, and the situations because you have two kinds of arcade games. You have the one that are during the dialogues to unlock the dialogue options,
Hmm.
but you also have some boards that are called action boards,
Hmm.
and they represent an action. Like Sam is doing something, so the way you manage to do this thing depends on how well you manage the pachinko game.
Right.
And so it happens when we saw Sam doing some knitting at the beginning.
Hmm.
But after that, in the story, there will be events, actions that will determine some different outcomes, and those pachinko boards will be harder and harder
Okay.
throughout the game.
Okay. Interesting.
It's kind of like in an RPG when you
Hmm.
have an action and you have to roll a dice.
Uh-huh.
We replaced the dice rolling with a pachinko game,
Uh-huh.
basically.
Cool. Yeah, I like this also. Just a brief compliment for whoever made the drawings because the game is very pretty, very like the artwork is very engaging. Like I feel
Yeah,
like I read, but I also like to look at the characters and look at their emotions and their posture. It's very cool.
yeah, thank you very much. We put a lot of work in character design and background design also. And
Yeah, I mean, I think I would read a comic book from this, or as you say in French, bande dessinée, right?
Yeah. It's
Yeah,
one of our main inspiration too.
yeah, definitely. Seems like something very entertaining to read about, and also very pretty to go through.
Mm. And yeah, our artist Fanny, who did the characters,
Uh-huh.
she spends a lot of time, doing what she calls fan art of the
Oh,
game,
okay.
but it's not fan art because it's our game, but
Yes.
a lot of comics, small comic strips come into creation in the
Right.
process of making the game, and a lot of ideas that are in the game
Hmm.
come from this kind of uh, comic strip ideation of
Yeah.
creating ideas through comic strip.
Yeah, this makes sense. And I imagine a game like this is a joy for an artist, right? So they kind of like have a lot of freedom because you as you
Yeah.
said, even I imagine parts of the gameplay or parts of the story were just like, hey man, I just came up with a great sprite of drawing, so can we make something around
Mm.
this? I imagine this happens. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It's quite free, but we had a lot of constraints too.
Hmm.
Uh, like this kind of representation of characters is quite it's a big constraint on doing scenery and
Hmm. Hmm.
doing visual storytelling, and we had to be very precise on
Hmm.
um, the number of emotions we wanted for each character, on the number of panels we needed to
Hmm.
draw to tell the cinematic story part.
Yeah. So.
Uh, because we didn't have a lot of time and money to make this game,
Mhm.
so we had to be very, very precise.
Yeah. So I have a question. So a little bit of background. So I'm a psychologist by
Oh,
education. So
really?
this makes me curious about the emotions. So did you do any kind of research, or you just went with like brainstorming amongst the team and like what's the emotion you think we should include?
Yeah, no. I didn't make any kind of research in
Uh-huh.
psychology. It was really more like I was thinking about our main character, like
Hmm.
who he is, how will he respond
Uh-huh.
to anything. So I brainstormed a few ideas of emotions and picked the one I thought were the more fit
Hmm.
for
Hmm.
this character. Because yeah, Sam has a personality.
Hmm.
He has his own background, his own story, and we wanted it to show in the different approaches you can have from with the dialogue.
Yeah, fair enough. It was just curious, but it makes sense, right? This is not a game about emotions, right? Emotions are a means to an end
Yeah.
to fit the gameplay, right, and the choices. So it
Mm,
makes total sense. I'm just curious about that.
mm.
Okay, okay. So now we get our fourth character, considering we had that guy in the beginning
Yeah.
asking for
Mm,
coins. So we have Miss Beauty here, which seems to be
mm-hmm.
a big attraction during this fair event, right?
Yeah.
Can you give
Y-
because I'm going through the text so fast? Do you want to talk a little bit about her?
Yeah, so she's like this big celebrity in the
Uh-huh.
city. She's a beauty queen, and everyone loves her. And she um, she will give the results of the raffle
Mm-hmm.
at the end of the
Oh,
night,
okay.
and she is the one who will give the prize. So they think they can manage to convince her to give them the teddy bear before before the end of the night. So yeah, you can have different approaches on.
Mm-hmm.
She has her trailer.
Yeah.
So will you sneak into the trailer? Will you try to seduce her? Will you ask her nicely to give you the teddy bear?
Yeah.
For you.
Will the consequence be somewhat different? So I went through this, so I know what happens if I sneak into the trailer. But if I try to seduce her, will it be somewhat the same? Should I choose a choice over the other? Do you have any suggestions?
So yeah, you can try to seduce her. It's quite funny because,
Okay.
as you can expect, she won't be really receptive,
Right.
and
Yes.
it just it will make it harder to be liked by her at the
Mm.
end of the dialogue. So some decisions you make at the beginning of a dialogue will make it easier or harder to get what you want to.
Mm-hmm.
And
Okay. Yeah, imagine you had to create like a big tree of decisions and choices and options.
yeah,
They're quite complex. I imagine like the back end of this.
yes, it's a bit complex, but you'll always have talk points
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
to come back to.
Right. Okay.
But also sometimes there is, the story is quite the same, but sometimes you want you will have some small differences. Like in this scene, the fact that she likes you or not
Uh-huh.
um, really doesn't change a lot of things for the whole story.
Mm-hmm.
But some information she won't give you. Yeah, there are some
Okay.
information she won't give you about some hidden things in the background.
Okay. Okay. So she's already upset,
Yeah,
but at the same time, she seems seduced enough. So
yeah,
she's
but
not angry. I know that
yeah,
if we sneaked in, I remember that she got upset, even more
mm,
angrier. She was
yeah,
angry.
yeah,
She doesn't
yeah.
seem angry.
You can also try to seduce her again, and yeah, like she will
Let's try.
in a
Let's try.
minute. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, she is quite a fierce character,
Uh huh.
but
Uh huh.
she is also really nice and
Yeah.
really lovable. So I really like this character because it's quite funny to write someone who has so much
Yeah. So,
fierceness.
yeah, something that I really like about these characters are they are they are not plain, right? So they are not just nice or just relaxed or just mean. Like, so at least from the
Mm,
ones I interacted with, they are complex, right? So they have
mm.
different. There's like moments where they are fierce, and moments where they're just very kind and very cute. So uh, I think you achieved the characters are very believable. I think
Yeah, thank you.
that's what I'm getting at.
Yeah, and I think it comes from also the gameplay mechanic, because we needed them to react differently depending on the different options you
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
choose. So I think in a way that's how we created those characters that are multidimensional.
I'm not gonna be able to unlock anything.
No,
Damn
but
it.
you'll still have an answer,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
it might work.
Let's see.
Maybe it's a better thing not to
Right.
focus.
Yes. Yes. Some of the neutral responses are definitely
Mm.
sometimes are wiser, at least. So
Yeah,
when
yeah,
you
yeah.
look closely, they're wiser.
And it's also a game about letting go, letting things go and
Uh huh.
happen. So that's also a thing we
Interesting.
wanted to find in this kind of situation. You didn't manage to unlock anything, fine.
Right.
Just
Right.
let go, and something will happen. And maybe it wasn't something you wanted to happen, but that's life.
Yeah, it's not a game where you need or you want to do like some scum saving and quick save all the time and just leave the
No.
game to get better options, right?
Mm.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah.
I mean, on the contrary, right? So you actually want people to go from point A to point B. Maybe,
Mm.
yeah, it's interesting. So this is like a movie, right? So just like a
Yeah.
movie, ideally, I wouldn't interrupt my session until the end of the story, or would I?
Mm.
Like, what do you think of this?
It depends. It's like quite long. a bit longer than a movie
Yeah.
because of the gameplay elements. Also, especially when you play on Twitch,
Yes.
streaming.
Yes.
But some people manage to finish the game in 2.5 hours, so it's
Mhm.
quite feasible to play it in one sitting.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think people should rush the story, but at the same time, I kind of think, for considering their different characters and whatnot, I think
Mm.
it may be for you to grasp what's happening. I think a better
But
experience would
it's
be to.
something yeah, it's something we thought about, and we really designed it in a way you can do it, and you can, you don't know what to do tonight, you don't want to watch a movie, you don't
Uh
feel
huh.
like watching a series. What about, yeah, playing this game from A to Z,
Yeah.
and having a whole story, and a cool story, we hope.
Yeah, I mean, I've gone through games like this with my partner. It's just in the way that you're
Mm.
saying, right? Like we sit down and we just go from. It's like an experience. It's an interactive movie almost, right?
Yeah, we think it's a good game to play, like multiplayer. But even if you're only
Yeah.
one person actually playing the game, it's the kind of game you can play, yes, with your partner, with your
Uh
friend.
huh. I mean, okay. Let's go. Okay, so I'm gonna speed up just a little bit because
Mm.
I know there's gonna be a specific moment in a
Yeah.
second that I find very interesting, a very interesting character that shows up. So let's try to get there. Anyway, people in
Yeah.
chat, feel free to ask questions. Welcome on in, Seixas. You have usually people are still waking up in Portugal.
Yeah.
They should be working all right. Yeah.
Yeah. Nice. This
I'm
one
also-
it's quite hard. As you can see, the difficulty starts to increase.
Yes, I can see that. The first time I played, I actually didn't have many choices. I missed a lot.
Mm.
I think
But you,
I'm
yeah, you
better.
got better.
I missed that one, but let's go.
So you can be fierce, and she likes that.
Oh,
She's the
really?
kind of
Interesting.
character who likes when you're fierce.
That's
When
kind of
you
interesting. You know
show
why?
guts.
Because I personally would. I usually when I see the fierceness options, I'm like, maybe not the best. So maybe me as a player are also conditioned by the way I look at those options.
Oh yeah. So
Yeah, because this is such a. Oh, nice.
yeah.
So yeah, I mean the personality of the player will also definitely be impactful to the choices they make. Probably, I didn't consider
Yeah,
that in the
sure.
beginning, but
That's what's cool with this kind of games, I think.
yeah.
It's we really can see when people are streaming the different ways people approach situations,
Yeah.
how they think about situations, how they understand the character in front of them. It's quite interesting.
Right. So, but before we end, because we'll have to
Mm.
end in a moment, is that so? The game for now is on Steam, right? Any other
Yeah.
platforms where you're expecting this to be released?
Maybe, but I'm not so sure right now. But
Okay.
you can note that the soundtrack is
Uh-huh.
releasing today.
Okay.
So if you enjoyed what you hear during the game, you can buy it in a bundle with the game.
Okay. Cool. Cool. So, any other plans? We talked about the possibility, very remote possibility of having like some kind of DLC or I don't know, a prequel story or something like that. Any other plans besides the soundtrack?
For now, not really on
Okay.
this game, but if people play the game and love it and tell us that they want more of it, yeah, sure we can
Fair
think
enough.
about it.
Fair enough. Okay, so
Yeah,
here
it is.
comes the cop. Yeah, Agent Burger. And this is a very cocky guy, isn't he?
Yeah. He's
Yeah.
an a-hole.
Yes.
And he's really the bad guy of the entire story that will chase you throughout
Yeah,
the entire.
exactly. He's our most present antagonist, I imagine.
Yeah.
Yeah. There you go. Yeah. Okay. So I just want to get here. Oh, there's a police car. Okay, it's gonna do this mini game, and then we will have to go.
So here you can see if you manage to run through the the window of the trailer,
Yeah.
or if the friends in the trailer will have to block him to help you. So here, in any ways, you manage to escape, but it will change the spirit of Sam. Did he
Mm-hmm.
manage it on his own, or
Oh.
did he
Okay.
manage it because his friends helped him? So there is like this really subtle line of
Uh huh.
thinking behind it, and that can change the choices later in the game.
Right. So it's not always about the story itself, but also how the characters develop throughout the game.
Yeah, it's very important how the characters develop.
Very interesting. Okay, I'm doing especially good at this one.
Yeah, yeah. You
There we
managed
go.
to beat the score to beat.
Yes.
So Sam
Okay.
will manage to escape on his own.
There he goes. Yeah. When I played it the first time, actually, we needed help. Well,
Mhm.
I think we have to go, Antonin. So thank you. Thanks a lot for being here with
Thank you
us.
very much.
This was a very fun stream, and this is a very
Yeah,
interesting
sure.
game. I'm just definitely gonna keep going with this gameplay. Anything else you want to say before we end?
Thank you very much for having me to present the game, and I hope a lot of people will try it out and enjoy our little story.
Okay. Thanks a lot for being with us, and
Thanks.
for everyone watching. Stay around because we're gonna have some more cool games in a moment. So see you there.
Bye.